Hi guys, I've got an interesting idea how to give a little bit of a shine effect to normal textures. Now, there is the ability to add specular, a little bit of shine and different things in CopperCube, but not when you've got normal maps applied. You can't do that. But I want normal maps and I want the shine as well, so it gets a little bit difficult. I found a way that helps a little bit. So here's the floor. As you can see, in case you were not sure, some of the assets you buy, like on the Unreal website or the Unity asset store, they particularly rely on the shine effect or the specular shine to give nice shiny surfaces, whereas CopperCube can't really do any of that. Not in the same way. Even without normal maps, it's not the same thing because it doesn't use specular maps. It's not PBR. It's not physically based textures. So how do we get around that? How do we get something that at least it looks a bit better? I found a solution. So here's the normal floor texture. As you can see, it's flat. It's not shiny at all. It's very dull. I mean, theoretically, I could turn up the contrast, make it brighter, but that's not really shine. I found a interesting way how you can do it. Here's the texture. Got it in GIMP. I've just added some overlay already to make it look a bit worn, a little bit used, a few holes here and there. Which that part of it's fine, but it's still very flat. Now here's a nice little trick you can get around it. So it adds a bit of a shine and increases the texture detail. It's good for use in like basic cartoon textures, single color textures that have no real detail in it. There are some assets floating around like that, and if you want to add detail into it, you're going to overlay some masking, like some pits and dots and scratches and all that sort of stuff. That's good, but typically that's not really enough. You still have a very flat, plain back color. Here's a nice little way around it. You can go distort, emboss. It's actually a very cool little thing. Now what it does is, so it adds a lot more surface texture to the image, if you like, to the texture itself. So as I get closer, you can see it actually adds a bit of a shine effect with the indentations, so to speak. You can change it to different settings, of course, and make it a bit stronger or weaker. Typically when I do that, I'll add a little bit of typically, I've already done it with this one, I think, but typically I'll add a little bit of contrast just by itself, bump that up. But for this particular one, I think I've already done it, so I won't need that. So when you load the texture into the floor, so this one, so here's the default floor texture with the embossing. See, actually does give it a bit of a shine effect. It really does, which is actually pretty cool. Because normally you can't get anything like that in CopperCube, but this sort of gets around that a little bit. I just wanted a little bit of shine, not super duper shine, but I think that's sort of basically pretty good. I think that's good enough. So for the walls, I did that for the same here. You can see this whole corner is one combined texture with different colors, and it only affected the lighter blue one for some reason, but anyway, that looks alright still. Yeah, because without that it is quite different. Yeah, so very simple thing when you're playing with it. So filters, distort, emboss. You can change the opacity as well as the depth and elevation, and this as well. It'll change it a little bit. Just play around with it how it suits you, really, is the best way. I found the opacity and the depth seem to be doing much the same thing, but anyway, you'll be able to play with that and get it how you like. So there's a bit of a shine effect. So what I did read online, however, typically you can add a shine, metallic type of shine or glow effect using the normal maps. It's the alpha channel in the normal map textures, but I was not able to get anything with that happening actually for some reason. Theoretically you can open it in GIMP or Photoshop, create a new layer with an alpha channel, layer mask, sorry, and then to transfer the layers alpha channel, and then you can theoretically edit that alpha channel layer mask to different colors, but I was not able to get anything there to work. Maybe someone else might know something, but theoretically that's how you do it. That's the best thing I could read. Show layer mask, so it's just white. I can change that white to a grey, darker grey and all the rest of it, but didn't really make much difference when you combine it back and export it out. So I'm not sure if I'm doing something wrong there, but that was the most common way. But this actually does work too. Actually, quite nice. It gives it a nice texturing effect, texturing detail to the image. Yeah, and a bit of a shine while you're at it. So yeah, I think it's pretty good. So yeah, that's just a nice little trick that I found recently. You might find helpful. Cheers.